You know, I really could use a calf pow. Let's see if I have enough money for it. Let's see. Oh. Turns out I'm broke. That was such a lousy opener. That was such a lousy opener for you guys. I'm sorry. I need to create much better openers. I really do. I need to create better openers than that. That was just lousy. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even write that. Well, kind of. I had it in my head, but like... Anyways, this is a new series I'm going to try to do. So, of course, I did my first time binge. This is going to be different. This is going to be my first time in a while binge. Because, yeah. So, my first time in a while binge will be the shows or movies. I'm now deciding to add movies into the thing now. I was originally just going to change it to my first time watch. But I'm like, no, I'm going to change that. It's going to be my first time binge. And then I'll have a new series. This is the first episode. My first time in a while binge. Because I have seen the show. Been a while. Not gonna lie. It has been quite a while since I have last seen this show. And that show that we are going to be talking about is none other than Broke. I really do remember when this show came out. I remember this was a show that whenever it was on TV, it was advertised to death. I remember it being advertised so much. And you know me, I am a NCIS fan. I was going to have one of my NCIS DVDs. I was originally going to push my books and just show an NCIS DVD. But I'm too fucking lazy. So, yeah. But I am a huge NCIS DVD. No, it doesn't show. As you saw, I do not feel like going across the room and grabbing it. But yes, I did make my own calf pow bottle, out of a root beer bottle. But, yeah. And I have, like, not all of them. I still need to collect a few. But I have most of the NCIS seasons on DVD. I love NCIS, and one of the characters in that show is, of course, Abby Shudo, who is played by Pauley Perrette. And I remembered when this show, when Broke came out, I remember because Broke came out when I was 13. Yeah, 13. I was 13 when the series came out, because it was 2020. And me, because I've been an NCIS fan since I was like 7. NCIS is part of my childhood. I found out that Pauley Perrette was going to be in her own sitcom, and I'm like, that actually works, because even in NCIS, Abby's quite an eccentric, goofy character. So to me, it kind of just worked to see Pauley Perrette be in a sitcom. And I'm like, Pauley Perrette in a sitcom. I would actually see that. So, because in NCIS, Abby is quite goofy. She can be quite a cartoon character sometimes, I should say. But yeah, and I do think, because like what one episode that comes to mind. I don't remember exactly what happened, but, like, there was an episode where Abby was, like, doing this, like a dance. Like, this Turkish... Was it, like, a Turkish dance? I don't remember. I'll have it in a clip right now.
5, 6, 7, 8. Hi, Gibbs. I bet you don't know what this is called.
Turkey trot.
I'm impressed. You want to join?
Not really.
Well, can I finish? All right. I can see that you're here to talk turkey.
There, you saw the clip. I can't remember, but she was like doing some sort of silly dance, and Gibbs was. Anyways, I'm losing track here. And like Abby could be very silly sometimes, and Pauley Perrette, honestly, when she played Abby, had that distinct style of like, okay, she can be funny. I mean, Abby can sometimes be very serious. Like there are some serious Abby episodes, such as like Bloodbath or Toxic or the Pandora's Box 2-parter. So like Abby can be serious, but she's mostly goofy. I mean, she's a goth forensic scientist who also goes bowling with nuns and has a massive caffeine addiction. And I mean, she can be very out there sometimes. So in my head, I'm like, Pauley Perrette in a sitcom, that actually would work. And I remember checking this out, and I loved the hell out of the show. I saw the show, and it was honestly like my cup of tea. It was like my style of humor. I just loved it. I mean, and even now, 5 years later, going back to watch it, 5 years after I last binged it, I still fucking love this show. And I'm still pissed that this show only had one season. And it sucks that I literally had to buy this on digital just to watch it. Because it was just a short series, it's not on Paramount Plus anymore. Like, you can't watch it on Paramount Plus anymore. They never released it to DVD. Like, the show never got a DVD release. Which, yeah. So, like, literally the only place you could watch it is if you could buy it on digital. So I bought on my Google Play account the whole season for $15 because, god damn it, I had to find a way to watch the show again. And, 5 years later, I loved it back then in 2020. Still love it now. I still love the show now. I watched this show 5 years after I last watched it, and I still think it's funny. It's still funnier the last time I saw it. For those of you who do not know, this show is about a single mom, Jackie, who is very blue-collar, I guess, is the correct term you would find that you would think of. Like, she definitely has money, and, like, she has enough money to help raise her kid. But she's not exactly rich. She works as a bartender in a bar, and she's just trying to make her living, you know? But then, all of a sudden, her world gets kind of put into a quick turnaround, I guess, when her sister, Elizabeth, and her husband, Javier, go to Jackie's house, and they're broke due to unhealthy spending habits. They go to Jackie and say, like, hey, we fucked up. We kind of need a place to live. So they move in. So it's Jackie's sister, her brother-in-law, and her brother-in-law's butler. I guess that they don't say butler, but honestly, I kind of just call him Butler because that's what he kind of reminds me of. They literally just call him they just say that he's Javier's friend. But he acts like a butler, so I'm calling him a butler. I'm sorry, but I'm calling him a butler. So, and they all move into Jackie's house, and just until they get back up on their feet. It's honestly a really good show. I love this show. I think this is one of the best sitcoms that I've ever seen. And it's weird because it also mixes two of my favorite sitcoms ever. That being Schitt's Creek and Roseanne. DVDs, I also have complete series box sets. I also have on my shelf that I'm too lazy to fucking grab. I have the complete series box sets for those two. But I'm too lazy to get up. So, and it really reminds me if you mixed Roseanne and Schitt's Creek, both combined. Roseanne, because it mixes elements of Jackie's lifestyle and how she lives her life. Schitt's Creek, mainly because that's sort of like this show, as far as the plot is concerned. Sure, it's not, hey, we need to move in with our family member. It's, we need to move into a town that we bought as a joke. And that joke's coming back to haunt our ass. So, yeah. And it weird, and like, and it's also interesting because Schitt's Creek is also another show that I like for character development. And my top two favorite shows for character development are NCIS and Schitt's Creek. This has an NCIS star, and the plot is almost reminiscent to Schitt's Creek. So, it's kind of creepy when you think about that, too. But anyways, but yeah, and like, what's really cool, and I need to say this off the bat, because I know people are thinking, wait, Pauley Perrette was in a procedural drama. How can she be in a sitcom? I'm going to say this. I'm probably going to say this a whole bunch of times in this video. Pauley Perrette is hilarious in this show. She is really funny. I remember when I saw this show, back when it first came out, I remember dying of laughter. And I still had moments of that now. Like, there was, like, one moment, it was in the pilot episode, and the banter between Pauley Perrette and, her sister, I don't know who she's played by, editing, well, put down here, the banter is really funny, and I think that's part of why I think Pauley Perrette is extremely funny. In the pilot episode, there's this scene where Jackie was kind of making fun of Elizabeth's accent that Elizabeth would just drop randomly, and like Jackie would just be like, "Why do you have an accent?" Elizabeth would be like, "I don't have an accent," or something like that, and then Jackie would just remark that back and say, "I'll just put this right here on the table." I laughed so hard at that scene for just a stupid joke. I don't know why, but stupid jokes just seem to be my forte. I don't know why. And like, there's also moments too where one of the characters in the show I specifically love because he is so cartoony, and that's Javier. Javier is another fun character He can be very cartoony. Like, there's a moment where he is, like, coaching a soccer team at one point, and he just tells the students, start when I say go, or, you know, and then he just goes like, wait, Louise, the butler, where'd my glove go? And then the kids just started kicking the soccer balls, and just got hit by many soccer balls. I'm like, wow, you are stupid. And there's another part where, like, Jackie's angry at Javier for the fact that he is going to see Sammy, that's her son, his teachers, when he doesn't tell Jackie. He's going to see Sammy's teachers and does not even doesn't even tell Jackie that he's gonna do it. And Jackie's like, what kind of balls do you have? Javier's like, the regular kind? I remember dying of laughter at that part too. I don't know why, but wow. What am I, Southern? Stupid humor gets me. That's proof of stupid humor. But, like, Pauley Perrette is just so good in a sitcom. And I don't understand how she wasn't in many sitcoms before this, like, or even, hell, even before NCIS, because she has the talents and the chops to do a sitcom. She knows how to do a sitcom. I think it would be nice if she did more of these. Granted, she's now retired, but you get my point. She has the acting chops to do sitcoms. I don't understand why she didn't do much of, like, a whole bunch of them, or, like, even appeared in a bunch of them, because she is really good. I could be wrong, but I think she even wrote a few episodes. I don't think she did. I know there's one episode in particular that she was immensely proud of, and that was the episode Losing My Religion, which, that one was actually a pretty good episode. I do think that was a really good one. I will say, this is a good show. I love this show. And I think the plot, like, everything about it, I love. I love this whole show. I think I know why this show failed. And it doesn't have to do with the show itself. I think the show failed because it was released at a not really good time. What I mean by that was that when the show came out, COVID. I think COVID killed this show. You might argue and say maybe it was the ratings, which, okay, yeah, but I feel like COVID has a little bit to do with the ratings, I feel like, for this show. Because when the first episode dropped, it got 4 million views. Then when you get to the last episode, the season 1 finale had 8 million views. No, sorry. I'm gonna try that again. First episode had 8 million views. Then the season 1 finale had 4 million views. Wow. I feel like I feel special. I'm mixed. Wait, no, that's not right. Episode 1 had 8 million. Episode 13 had 4 million. So from the beginning to the ending of the show, it dropped from 4 million views. That's not great. I blame COVID. Because I blame COVID for that. Because I feel like around the time that this series had started to fail, I think it had officially became a pandemic. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. But, yeah. I think had the show not been released at the timing of a pandemic, I feel like we would have gotten more seasons in. And that's just me. But, yeah. And knowing that the show only has one season, I'm just going to be flat out honest. The season 1 finale is rough to watch. The finale for this show, especially the last 2 minutes of the finale, it's rough to watch. Because you literally... I don't want to spoil too much, because I think this is a show that really does need more attention. I think it's a sitcom that honestly is kind of underrated. It's kind of underappreciated. I think it needs to be checked out more and seen more. So because of that, I'm not really going to spoil most of the show. I just told you the plot. But all I'm just going to say is that the series did end on a cliffhanger. That was supposed to lead into season 2. That never happened. Because of that, I think the final 2 or 3-ish minutes of the finale is kind of rough to watch. But, I mean, I don't know, because I really wanted to see where the show was going to go. And it didn't go nowhere. If there's anything, because God knows we have so many TV show and movie reboots and comebacks and resequel boots. Resequel boot. It's a term for a sequel and a reboot. Resequel boot. I feel like this is a show I definitely need a comeback for. That and of course this has to do with if Pauley Perrette wants to come out of her retirement and do a comeback. I doubt that would ever happen. But I don't know. This is a show that I really loved. I'm so sad that it ended. I'm so sad on the ending. But yeah. Oh, I should also mention another thing. To the relationship with Jackie and Sammy. Name whose actor I'm gonna edit on editing Magic King. Edit Magic. Edit. You see his name there. The chemistry between Jackie and Sammy is really good. I really do believe that Sammy is Pauley Perrette's son. He is really enjoyable to watch. And if anything, I think Jackie and Sammy's chemistry is really fun to see. And Sammy too is just one goofy character. And he's just a fun character. I think I really hope that had we gotten a second season, I really hope that we could have gotten more of Sammy. But yeah. And then yeah. And as to my favorite episode, I'm just gonna say this full honest. I think the pilot episode is my favorite episode. I think the pilot episode and Losing My Religion and what's that one? I'm blanking on the name. Cinco de Mayo. Wow. My brain's not working today. I've had a long day today, you guys. I've had an extremely long day. Yeah. I think Pilot, Cinco de Mayo, and Losing My Religion. I think those are tied as my favorite episodes. And then the finale. I love the finale from the beginning and the middle, and then the ending, knowing that there's not a season 2, is the least one. I'm sorry. But, yeah. But yeah, I don't want to talk too much about the show because I think this is a show that really does need to be checked out more often. I know I usually spoil fun stuff that has been 5 years or older, and this has been a 5-year-old show because it came out in 2020. But because it's a show that almost no one knows about, I think it's best that I keep it spoiler free because this is a show I really hope people watch. Because it's honestly one of my favorite sitcoms of all time. And I wish they could do the show again. Like a continuation of it. But, yeah. It's a really good show. It just was released, honestly, at the wrong time during the pandemic season. And, yeah. I mean, it's a hilarious show. Definitely check it out if you've never seen it. But, yeah.